We are starting Unit 5 today, which is about solid geometry or three-dimensional shapes. However, the first lesson, we're just going to start with 2D and kind of build up to 3D over the next couple days. So we started with just some review of 2D shapes. How do we find the area of a 2D shape? Well, if we have a rectangle, area is just the space or the square units it takes up. So if I have 3 by 4, for this side is 3, this side of the rectangle is 4. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 square units. And you're probably like, wow, there's an easier way to do that. You could just multiply 3 times 4. 100% correct. But just showing you, we're just counting the squares for the area, the square units. So that is the definition of area. It's the total space a 2D object takes up, measured in square units. And for a rectangle parallelogram, it's just the base times the height. Now notice the base and the height are at a 90-degree angle. We're going to come back to that in a second. So we did a quick check for understanding, but then we went to a triangle. What is the area of a triangle? And this is the exact same rectangle that we did in the last problem. It was 3 by 4. But now I don't want the area of the whole rectangle. I just want this triangle. And you notice, oh, that is just half of the rectangle. So the area of this triangle is going to be half of 3 times 4. Now 3 times 4 was 12. So this area is going to be 6 square units. And if I was going to count this, I would see 1, 2, 3 full squares. Then these two looks like there's a 4 together. So let's say that's 4. This one plus this one is about 5. And then there's almost a full one here, so it's about 6. But those probably don't add up perfectly. But it's about 6 square units. We can see that if we counted the full ones and kind of made some estimations. But the formula is the way to go. 1/2 the length times width. So for the area of a triangle, it's half a rectangle. So we do 1/2 base times height for a triangle. And notice the base and the height are at a 90-degree angle. So the height has to be at a 90-degree angle from the base of a triangle. We're going to see why in a second here. So in Unit 5, we're going to talk about area. We're going to talk about volume. We're going to talk about circumference of circles, right? A lot of shapes, 2D, and then we're going to get to 3D as we go. And we just started with these first 2 formulas on our formula sheet. Area of triangles and area of parallelograms, like a rectangle. So let's do an example of finding the area of a triangle. So I'm going to model this. I know the area of a triangle, if I look at my formula sheet, is 1/2 base times height. Now, if I look at this red triangle, the base is 12 units or 12 centimeters. So I'm going to substitute what I know. Area equals 1/2. The base is 12 times the height. And I see the height here is 8, right? The height of a triangle is perpendicular to the base. The 10 or the 10 is not the height of the triangle. Those are just there to distract you. So we got 1/2 of 12 times 8. Well, half of 12 is 6. 8 times 6 is 48. So this is 48 square centimeters. That is the size of the triangle. Let me show you a different way. If you're a visual learner, this might help you as well. Let's say I wanted to make this triangle into a rectangle. I'm just going to move this triangle over here. So I'm just going to move it over here. I'm going to rotate it, slide it over. So the bottom of that triangle was 6, and the height of this is 8. So if I move that red triangle over here, I see I have a rectangle that is 6 by 8 right here. Rectangle that's 6 by 8. 6 times 8 is 48. So just another way to look at it. All right, so do that cool down.